It's final day, the pressure is building and the finishing line is in sight. Can the USA end 5 years of European domination, or can Europe stage an epic comeback? Here's a selection of what's happened so far.
Team USA always seem to do better than Team Europe in Baker matches. But an open frame has more or less gifted this first Baker match to Team Europe.
Just crazy scores.
It really is. Oh, it's gone, it's gone. It was close to perfection from Anthony Simonsen.
Well, it's 9 frames in a row without a strike. And there's the spare, the 2 and the 10 from Jones, just showing off. It's much too much for Stu Williams.
We're here to play this year. We're here to play. Let's go.
American dominance continues in the early going. And he's got the messenger to kick out that 10. Oh, you don't want to be doing that against Stu Williams. You might end up in the car park. He must take all 10 just to keep this alive. And he's left the corner 10. Well, what a big win that is. And I tell you, Europe are clinging on by their fingernails here. Here we are, dead level again. Huge pressure on the European skipper here. And that was a shocker. And I think that's the match gone. Wave the white flag, get me out of here. Barrett has got some serious thinking to do. This man is simply unstoppable right now. Back in business, back in cruise control. So his troop. We're overdue a strike, and if Europe have to strike to claim the win here,
Must be a strike.
He's due a strike, but he doesn't get it. He doesn't get it.
It's a point for Team USA.
This is terrible, terrible luck for Don Barrett. Well, it's looking to just shut the door, lock it, and throw away the key. Barrett looking for the 5-bagger. Oh, this is brilliant. Absolutely sensational, this for Barrett. Without question, Don Barrett's best individual performance. This for the match. It's missed.
Needs to be good.
It is. We go to a roll-off for the second time today. This for the match. Got it. Brilliant. Stunning from Don Barrett. He has won 2 roll-offs that could yet prove vital.
I think this guy could be part machine. Meant to do a blood test out there.
It's another point in the ledger for the Americans. They are looking simply unstoppable.
With the overall target of 19 just 3 wins away, every match has now taken on a greater significance. Can Europe's Jesper Svensson stem the red tide, or will Anthony Simonson claim his 4th singles win over the Swede? Let's find out.
It's easy to get frustrated, but you know, every match is a new match and it's a new point. So, I mean, you know you can't win them all, even though you want to, but you just need to try to regroup and refocus and throw in a little bit better to knock over the last pin.
I mean, it's Jesper as always. He's, I'm fortunate enough to beat him 3 times. Beating him once, it's kind of a miracle in a way. But he's always the guy that is going to be coming out full force and strike.
It's 1 point for the win with 19 needed to lift the trophy. The matches are played over 10 frames with a strike worth 30. And your commentators are Cass Edwards and Nick Halling.
The body language wasn't great from Svensson coming into this one, which is understandable. That can be deceptive because he's not a very showy, demonstrative guy, but he will know that he's lost 3 times to Anthony Simonson. And it's not like he lost. Simonson's lowest score in those 3 matches was 276. You've got to be borderline flawless to get anything out of it. But if Svensson's feeling sorry and miserable for himself, I mean, there's no chance. And we'll know in the first couple of frames if he's up for this or not. But like I said, I don't know what you thought, Cass, but the way he came into the arena, he looked like a man who didn't really want to be here.
Yeah, it was difficult for him, and it will be interesting to see what ball he starts with, or he's going to be urethane or reactive resin, which will hook a lot more. But interestingly, Jesper Svensson over his 5 singles matches is averaging 249, which is just monster scores. But compared to Anthony Simonson, who's averaging, this is unbelievable, a 265 average over his 5 singles matches.
Those are crazy numbers, crazy numbers. And 249 is just not shabby at all. Let's see what his mental state is. Oh, nothing wrong with that.
Well, it certainly looked like the urethane ball from earlier on, which won't hook quite as much. It will arc more rather than snap in the back end, but it's certainly going to carry the pins.
Simonson opens up inevitably.
Business as usual, isn't it? It's going to be a strike fest. It's just a matter of will someone have a couple of single pin, corner pin leaves and just not strike. It's just could absolutely be anything here.
That's a nasty one. Those 7s in the corner sometimes bother the left-hander.
More than often bother the left-hander.
Well, I was trying to put a positive gloss on that.
Svensson kind of indicated last night that he thought that 7-pin was nailed down most of the afternoon that when he was bowling.
Dealt with it, but you can be certain that Simonson will just come in and throw down a double immediately, talking it over with the team.
Well, that was the point I was making. Yeah, 9 spare like that, and Simonson will probably come in and double, and Jesper Svensson will be behind after two shots.
Well, he's taken it out somewhat fortuitously. Got the delayed messenger there.
Yeah, the postman was running late, but the message was delivered to the tenpin in quite a violent way. Slightly light in the pocket, but here comes that head pin. And tenpin decides to get out the way in case it gets too much damage done.
Oh dear, it's just not Europe's campaign, is it?
That was just an absolutely outrageous single pin standing up. Solid 9-pin right in the pocket for the Swedish player.
Somewhere there is a statistician who can tell us how many single pins Europe have left standing this weekend and how many single pins the Americans have left standing. It feels like 5 to 1.
Well, I said before, we're looking and bowling with 8 of the world's top professional players. And 2 of them are right here on the lane now. The top 2 left two-handers. And unfortunately, it's another spare for Svensson. Only 1 strike out of 3, and he does look rather, I don't want to be here.
Well, a bit of a streaky strike last time up for Simonson. On another day, that could have been a 7-10 split. Both corner pins decided to go. He will have known that, he will have seen that, and may well make the smallest of adjustments. And that was never going to be in any doubt at all, was it? He opens up with 3.
Team USA with the momentum on their side. More to come after the break. Welcome back to the final day of the Weber Cup, where America leads 16-7 in this race to 19 and by 22 pins in this singles contest between Svensson of Europe and Simonson of the US.
Second strike for Svensson out of the 4 frames. Sort of a half smile there as well. He could have had 4 in a row, but he's only got 2. I think he actually accepts the fact that Simonson is just so hot at this particular time. And whatever Svensson shoots, Simonson's going to outscore him. Great looking shot there. And a great looking... Whoa, get over.
No, not going to go.
A wobbly 9-pin. Does that give Svensson a chance?
Probably not.
No.
You look at the scoreboard, I mean, that would actually be a... In reality, that's a silly thing to say because he's tucked right in now, Svensson, but such, I think, is almost the charisma coming off Anthony Simonson now that he just comes across as unbeatable.
Well, it's only 11 pins. I mean, it's not a fantastic amount to be leading by, but it was very unfortunate with that 9-pin. So much power on his bowling ball, so many revolutions, just cut straight between the 1-3 and the 5-pin.
Well, guess what? If Svensson strikes here and Simonson doesn't strike, we've got a completely different game on our hands. Well, the Swede has done his bit.
Yes, well done, Jesper Svensson. 3 strikes out of 5. And as you say, Nick, interestingly here, if Simonson doesn't strike and gets a 9 spare, we'll be tied at a 128 apiece at the halfway stage. Such is the unique scoring world bowling system.
Well, I don't think all weekend he has failed to strike twice in a row. It was never going to happen there, was it? Just absolute textbook stuff. So smooth. He's the silent assassin. Doesn't make much noise at all on the approach. And the pin's bludgeoned into submission.
He's actually making it quite hard work for the commentary team up here, because how often can we describe a perfect strike from that man? Just goes on and on.
Svensson staying with him though.
Yeah, good recovery. Great looking 3 strikes in a row.
He's pacing a 278 here, Svensson.
Unfortunately, Simonson's pacing 279, so make of that what you wish.
No, crazy scores.
It is crazy bowling, the amount of strikes that these guys are getting. I mean, I've said, you know, that they are the world's best, but this one-lane environment, they're just absolutely tearing this lane apart.
Now then, that changes things again.
Yeah, that kind of hurried on just a little bit, didn't it? It got to the head pin, but it didn't drive through. Went a bit straighter and didn't leave anything. See, look, that's a flat 10. That 6-pin's just laid straight in the gutter. Hasn't come back off the kickback at all, and the 10-pin's solid. a tied game, 158 apiece after 6 frames.
Well, Svensson has played this as well as you can play it after those back-to-back 9 spares, and we were almost ready to write him off. But he has responded in typical Jesper Svensson manner, with authority, with no noise, just 3 in a row, and a 4-bagger here actually throws the pressure on Simonson. And it's not often we've said that this weekend. Here he goes. Big pressure ball, this. Bowling very well indeed. The body language has changed, doesn't it?
Well, it just shows he can strike in the pocket and out the pocket. And this one only just makes the head pin. And as we have said before, he mixes them thin and makes them spin. And look at the body language there. I wouldn't want to meet him on a dark night when he's in that sort of mood.
Well, that actually forces Simonson to match that, just to stay level. Oh, we've got a good one brewing here, haven't we? No fuss from him at all. That's one of the things I like about Simonson. He doesn't celebrate good shots. He's just like, OK, that's done. Let's move on to the next one.
Well, that's right, yeah. It's a level game, and it's 3 frames to go, so it's a short scored match. The first one to blink may well be the loser, and by blinking, I mean leaving a corner pin, perhaps.
Another big pressure ball as Jesper Svensson looks for a 5-bagger here. He's got it.
He's the high man of the European squad. And showing just exactly why he is. He and Don Barrett both averaging well in the 240s, near 250s. And as he said, Nick, he's pacing 278.
Once again, Simonson has to match that. Does. And we will go into the 9th dead level. And we can start thinking about another roll-off here.
I didn't want to go there, Nick, but yet a roll-off is certainly on the cards. Svensson just wiping all that lane oil off of his bowling ball. You can just see how much the ball picks up that lane oil and moves it around.
Well, a Svensson win over Simonson is long overdue. 0-3 so far. This a real chance for him. Oh my goodness.
Well, that's the single pin I was possibly talking about. It's not a corner pin.
It's the 6, isn't it?
I believe it's the 6, yes. Yep. It can only be a spare. So Simonson can step up and virtually steal this one at the wire. Total silence in the audience. I mean, I think they realise that they're watching a very special match here between 2 of the world's top players on top form. It really doesn't get any better than this.
Well, if you're a bowling tenpin enthusiast, and you probably are if you're here, I mean, you're just being treated. I mean, as you said, some of the best in the world just going head to head right in front of you. And whilst the crowd has got a little bit boisterous once or twice, it's no more than that. I think because the players all respect each other, the fans respect all the players as well, and it's all been in a very good spirit. But here is Simonson now coming in with a chance to push himself back in front going into the last frame. Oh, and he's delivered an absolute stinker. Now, where on earth did that come from?
Now, whether he actually slowed down or not, he's looking confused. It's broken very early, straight through the face of the headpin, leaves the 4-6-7-10. This game is over, and I think Jesper Svensson's got this one.
Well, I think that might be the most stunning moment of this entire Weber Cup. And it shows he's not part machine. He's as human as the rest of us. At a critical moment in the match, he's delivered the big split. And he'll pay the price for that.
Yes, unfortunately, Jesper's just got to keep this one on the lane. Anything but an open frame, and he's won the game for Europe. Simonson can strike off for 254. 256, in fact. And
so a 9 spare, actually, could see us going the distance for extras. So a strike eliminates all scenarios, and he knows just how big this is. Strike, you get the win. 9 spare, potentially a roll-off. You do not want to give an opponent another chance at it when you've got it in your hands.
Just a little false start there from Jesper.
Well, he's right. If he's not happy, if something has bothered him, whatever it is, stop.
Yeah, go back and regroup. Get your head together, take a nice deep breath, and prepare to go.
Yeah, this is not a ball you can mess up. This has got to be all 10. This for the point to keep Europe's pulse beating. He's got it. What about that for animation? The silent Swede, where did he go? He's making some noise now.
Unbelievable reaction there. Had to be a strike, and it was. It's victory for Team Europe and Jesper Svensson.
Anthony Simonson will look back at that split for a long time to come. Every time we think Simonson's got it in the bag, we'll know he, like anybody else, is capable of messing up. Mess up he did there, that big open in frame 9. Turn this one on its head. Europe get a much-needed win. And maybe, just maybe, we've got a Weber Cup that could get competitive.
Welcome back to the 19th Weber Cup, where a passionate Jesper Svensson has just claimed a vital point for Team Europe against the American Anthony Simonson. The two-handed Swede is now talking to Hannah Wilkes.
Well, Jesper, Anthony's beaten you 3 times in the singles this Weber Cup. How good did it feel to get one over him?
I think my emotions came out a little bit there. You know, yeah, somebody has to beat him. Dominic managed to do it last night, and yeah, I was ready to do it. We just need to get some points somehow, and I was a little fortunate in the 10th, but you know, I don't care. It just, strike is a strike.
How much of a game changer was that open frame from him late on?
Obviously, it gave me a chance to strike him out, and I'm just happy I could take care of that opportunity. He hasn't been given a lot of opportunities to beat him, so I'm just glad I can take care of it.
Well, you've proved he can be beaten. Well done, Jesper.
Thank you.
Could Svensson's win over Simonson be the spark that ignites a European recovery? Let's find out in our next match as Europe's Barrett and Williams team up for the first time at this year's Weber Cup to take on the American duo of Jones and Barnes.
I played in the 2014 and it was a fantastic evening for us. So we need to get ourselves in a position where we can do that again.
Of course, we're ecstatic about how yesterday went. After the early 5-2 lead, to come out the second session, come out 3-0 early, we really set the tone. We didn't let the mistakes of years past, repeat themselves. And while they rallied, you know, the goal was to win every session, and we were able to finish strong and come out of that second session 5-2, which put us in a commanding lead.
Commentary for this match comes from Nick Halling and Guy Kaminski, who's been looking at how hard Europe have had to work for their points so far.
Just to give you an idea, for the 8 points that they've acquired so far, the average score for them to win a point is 263.
Wow.
Just, I mean, here are the numbers. This is what they've bowled: 257, 245, 246, 267, 267, 288, 267, and 267. That's what you're going to do to win, and 2 of those in roll-offs.
That's unbelievable. That could have gone the other way. I mean, it just shows that it's not as if Europe... People look at this scoreline and say, oh, the Europeans must be bowling really badly this weekend. It's not that. It's the Americans have just set such a consistently high standard.
I mean, they arrived here from the moment one, set the bar at that level, and they haven't wavered.
And he's been a big factor in why they've been so strong, so consistent. I mean, you know, Americans love to talk about having the game plan. He had his game plan coming in, didn't he?
Yep. It just goes to show, if you do proper planning, the results you can achieve. And I wonder, I mean, without being super critical, were the Europeans a bit blasé, so to say? Did they think they didn't have to plan too much? The same plan works every year? And the USA looked at their plan and basically came out with a better plan.
As you say, it's being hypercritical, isn't it? But, you know, they're used to winning. They've been winning so much, the Europeans. And when you're winning, why do you change anything?
Absolutely. And I think for us as commentators, as fans, people sitting at home, this is what you want. You want the highest standard of bowling that you can see. You don't want to see someone going out there and losing it. You want to see guys striking out, like in the last match, to win.
Well, we're back on doubles duty. And it just happens to be, for the Americans, the reigning world doubles champions partnered up. Jones and Barnes. As we've said many times this weekend, find the weak link in this American lineup.
Yeah, good luck with that. And then what we'll also see here, perhaps to notice if it happens or not, this really long oil pattern, guys with their thumb who don't have as much power tend to leave a few more corner pins.
Tommy Jones likes to bring the heat. Let's see what he brings with this first ball. Left a corner pin. Huh.
I don't want to say I told you so.
But you did.
At least you can't put the curse of the 300 in this game.
No, but you said it. You said there are going to be corner pins left.
That's what happens when you haven't got that rev rate of those two-finger bowlers. Your ball doesn't... Your pocket's not as big. You don't strike as many times as the guys with 2 fingers. So what they gain is accuracy, obviously, but the scoring pace of this lane pattern for this session is higher scoring than what we saw last night.
That's a pretty good one. Yeah. Do anything off that or no?
I just gotta roll it more than not get on the top of it.
Just roll it.
Well, 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 another corner pin left.
This is why I get paid the big bucks.
Yes. we were wondering why.
You try to get on the back a bit more.
Yeah, so now it's going to be who can make the adjustment to try and get rid of the corner pins. So their options obviously to slow the ball speed down, try and increase your rev rate, which I don't really like as an option, or try and change your tilt, your angle, to try and get a bit more angle into the pocket.
All right.
Try to make sure it's at the back of it. A little bit firm. The dunk.
Yeah, it's just hard. It's almost more annoying figuring that out now.
I know. You can let go of it though. It gives you you have false hope.
Yeah.
I bounce, but you never know. And then there it
And
is.
but you really do know.
Sure enough, there's that tenpin.
Well, here comes Tommy Jones again. Whispering Tommy Jones, we should call him, because whenever he's wearing a mic, he starts whispering for some reason. He doesn't in normal life. Well, maybe he'll start shouting about that.
He was chuffed with that result there.
Come on. That's pretty good there. Ring it.
Yeah, it's not even down low, it's just actually getting down. Look, this way a little bit?
I tried, like in practice, it was going up and in hard. It's better.
Has he lost his voice or something?
I don't think he wants you to hear what he's saying.
Well, Tommy, we can hear.
Great
That's
shot
a good
there, Dom.
response. Yeah, really good response.
Yeah, perfect. Good slight adjustment.
Yeah. When you threw that, and I was like,
Yeah, try to get the roll a bit earlier.
oh well.
But it didn't bounce.
You're starting to develop the Simonsen now. How much hold inside?
Yeah. Ball gives me that, I think, more than anything else.
The level these guys are at. I mean, back home, if you were playing league, you'd be chuffed if you hit the pocket. These guys aren't just trying to hit the pocket. They're trying to get that angle absolutely perfect.
There's another perfect hit. Close to perfect.
I mean, Chris, obviously, the lowest rev rate of all these guys. I mean, he's been on tour over 20 years. So his skill really is his accuracy and how he gets to shape his bowling ball up.
Tommy stopped talking altogether now. Stuart Williams will never stop talking. Although he won't be very happy about that. Another single pin left.
Seriously?
Oh, that really actually hooked. I can see why Stu was confused there. That looked like it was in the right spot, but that really hooked up. I mean, 45 foot of oil, this is a long lane pattern. You would think from there that ball couldn't go through the nose.
Yeah, he's feeling that one.
That's also the difficulty. He would have practiced,
So
had his
the
practice shots.
Nice.
Yeah, the last shot of practice, he went a little bit too long. So I just took one and just made sure I slowed down, and then it hooks that much. It's like, it's frustrating.
Really good though.
Yeah.
And the reason why that's
So I
hooked
have
that
to
much
move at least a couple off that, though.
is because there's been 5 frames of bowling before he threw his ball, because Dom threw the 2, then obviously had Chris and Tommy. So that's what happens. You're 6 frames away from when you last threw a practice shot.
Oh, it's another ring 10. Just sat there, refusing to go away.
And for those people who've been watching the whole weekend, you don't see this with the two-handers, with the Jesper Svensson borrowing that Friday night. But Simonson's ball, Carl Troop's bowling ball, so powerful. They get the corners out so easily. But when the lane pattern's shorter, back at 40 foot, 41 foot, it's not really an issue. But these long patterns, this is a difficulty.
Yeah, it's the phony war going on here at the moment.
Wow.
She gets it just a little bit further right down lane and makes it all the way back.
I don't feel like I can play the left.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, it feels like it's too.
It's got to be accidental.
Unless you go left and slow and then.
I might creep one and try to slow it.
Is that another one? No, it's not going to be kicked over, is it? It's another corner pin, and both these two teams just battling away with this lane at the moment. And you said it right at the start. Expect to see a lot of single pins, mainly corner pins standing, and that's what both teams have been frustrated by. That's 4 out of 5 now, is it, for the Barrett-Williams partnership?
Yep, that's the difficulty.
Actually, 3 out of 4, excuse me, and 2 out of 4 for the Americans.
Too fast.
Yeah.
Didn't mean to throw that fast.
No.
Just did.
Welcome back to the Weber Cup, where the USA are just 3 wins away from lifting the famous trophy. Commentary for this doubles encounter comes from Nick Halling and Guy Kaminski.
Yeah, you see, he went for the other option. He went try to go a little bit more left and try and hook it a bit more, and that's what happened. Hooks up too soon. So the finer details, the small margins that you just don't understand, that you can't appreciate, is that's what they're dealing with all the time. They are constantly making adjustments every frame. In saying that, the Europeans can stand up here and strike, and we have a tie ball game. We all know Barrett doesn't believe in any games closer than 1 or tie.
No. Barrett likes to keep us all on edge.
Don't know what advice you can get from Simonson, because he doesn't see corner pins.
What you gonna tell you?
He's probably saying to them, why are you guys leaving those corner pins? Ooh, no, that one just got right away from him.
See, that's the problem, because the one that went in didn't quite hook. He tried to make it hook. When you make it hook, that's what happens. Just don't get it down the lane. You cut it short. Ball reads a little bit too early here and comes hard through the head pin. Well, this spare is makeable.
Well, you heard Don Barrett say, don't worry, we'll get it.
Yep.
Like that.
Great shot, man.
That potentially is a really important spare.
Right. And I promise you, it really, when you the player who's left the split, you're feeling so down, that can pick you up huge, because he's got to stand up and he's got to throw the next frame.
Well, look
again.
at his reaction. It was like, yeah, fantastic.
He knows how important that spare was just for him.
Well, they are trailing again, but neither of these partnerships has tamed this lane.
Jump zones now.
Yeah, it wasn't a great shot, was it? Which he knows. It did take all 10, which is ultimately all that matters.
Yeah, so now I expect Stewie. Tommy's moved quite a bit inside the lane. Now I think, I guess Stewie will probably have to do the same thing, move dramatically left and try slow hook it a bit more, not so much speed, and just trust it.
No. His hitting the pocket zone has gone all over the place.
Yeah, that's the difficulty, is that you move a whole bunch of boards left, and your concern is the ball won't hook from the spot. So you try and make it hook, and that's what happens. It just comes up hard through the head pin.
Oh dear. Well, this is starting to turn very ugly now for Team Europe, and he'll be feeling it more than anybody.
Can't make these.
I shouldn't have moved. Shouldn't have moved away from the zone I was playing.
So difficult, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, hindsight's a perfect science. But the nice thing for USA now, he won't be disappointed with that. He knows that nines now aren't the end of the world. But if you're playing against a team that were on fire, striking all the time, that wouldn't be acceptable.
What you can't do is leave any of those corner pins standing, though. That would change things again.
And we haven't seen them miss spares. We haven't seen any mistakes from USA.
No, they've stayed clean, haven't they, up till now? Remain that way. Still just 3 strikes, though, in the 7 frames for the Americans, but it's just 1 through 6 for the Barrett-Williams combo.
I'm afraid to say now 4 frames left, and Europe have to have them all. That's the simple reality.
Oh, yeah.
Ball change here, I think.
Well,
yeah, that looked good.
He won't be changing that again.
Stewart moved a bit more back to the right. Went with a bowling ball that didn't hook as much. Bit shinier, cleaner through the front to get it down the lane.
A few frames left there.
It's ridiculous how much that lane's changed, isn't it? It's that, just that middle slot is so, just blows up so quick.
Unless you're throwing it 100 like Kyle, I guess.
Well, they're just saying exactly what you've said. It's about the revs of someone like a Troop, and that's a real sickener for Barrett-Williams that Chris Barnes pops up with a strike just to keep the Americans in control of it. But it's interesting that this lane is obviously doing so much, because it's a redressed lane. This isn't the 3rd game out of 3 before they redressed it. It's fresh oil effectively for them, isn't it?
Yeah, it is fresh oil. But what happens with the lights, the stadium lights, gets the oil so hot, it just tends to move around quite a bit.
Well, it's got to be a strike. Oh, the messenger knocked on the door and nobody answered. That is probably that.
Yeah, I'm afraid that is that, yep. Just one more spare will do for USA. And that's still assuming that Europe strike out. 221 next score.
As you said earlier, I don't think any 220s are winning anything.
That's what happens when you go 5 shots.
250 for USA. Every game, you don't get to 260, you're not winning a point against it.
But, I mean, we haven't had one messenger yet between all of us, have we?
No, well, Jesper might have done, but... Oh, I did. I had one with mine.
Oh, just one.
That's what happens. When you're losing, you feel like the world is against you.
So Jones, he too leaves the 10, so the numbers come down a bit more. But it is all academic. I mean, an open frame might make the last frame interesting. But,
yeah, unfortunately for Europe, Stuart normally loves this environment. He really performs on the stage, and this hasn't quite been his year.
Well, he's up next as well against Jones on this lane.
Yeah, and I think that helps. That's why you see the guys play the doubles and then move into singles, because there's such an advantage.
But what kind of, as we just come to see Barrett bowl here, what kind of mental shock is Stuart Williams going to be in? There's yet another one. I mean, he's been moaning and groaning and unhappy. You know, the world's against him. You can understand all the frustration. He's got to go and play a singles match straight off the back of this.
Yeah, he does. I mean, the reality is it's just trying too hard, being too desperate to win a point. But what I think, if there's a silver lining to this, is that he's playing now. Tommy. And it's not like Tommy's shooting lights out. If you were playing Simonson, there'd be no good news for Stu.
Just in case anybody is still counting that there is no chance at all, no scenario that we'll see a European win here.
Tommy also changing balls. Yeah, obviously trying to just find something for his game against Stu.
It's been the battle of the corner pins, this one.
Really?
Not bad. 10 frames. 6 corner pins.
That's enough. 234, good enough.
And unfortunately for Europe here, it's not Stuart getting up to throw strike shots, which will obviously be ideal, so you can have a look for his next match.
Stuart's done. And Team Europe close to being done right now. America back in business. 2 points from reclaiming the Weber Cup.
Another win for Team USA and further disappointment for Europe, who trail their rivals by 9 points. Captain America is now talking to Hannah Wilkes.
You've broken out the Superman shirt. Are you feeling pretty powerful and unstoppable right now?
Well, I'm not sure I am as much as Anthony is, but we're on a pretty good roll, that's for sure. This is a gift from one of the guys I bowled the Pro-Am with earlier this week in Norwich. And they're great fans, and I was fortunate for them to give one to me as a gift. So.
It is a fantastic shirt. Maybe all of you can wear them next year. Just a little bit on your team's performance. Like you say, Anthony has been a real superstar, but the whole team performing so well here. Did you ever dream that you'd be in this position in the third day?
No. After 5 years of pretty much getting thumped, we're just hoping to give them a run for their money. Underrated in this whole thing is how well Kyle's bowled this week too. Anthony's overshadowed all of us, but Kyle's really put it on him.
He certainly has. You all have done fantastically well. Good luck. Thanks very much.
Thank you.
After 25 matches of this year's Weber Cup, America now sit on the cusp of victory, knowing that 2 more wins will see them lift the famous trophy for the first time since 2012. Can Team Europe stem the red tide? We'll find out next time when the Weber Cup returns.